Breakfast of a champion. And we got my smoothie. I had all these cute video ideas planned for the morning. It didn't work out, okay? It's not what happened, so just gonna carry on like business as usual. Ooh, pray these nuts away. Deep breaths before heading in. I literally had all these plans. I redid an MBME last night because, I was tweaking out and I got 82%. So I was like, oh, this is great. But the problem with that is I'm supposed to stop studying by 7. I didn't finish that until right before 11 o'clock. That's ridiculous. And then I couldn't fall asleep till dang near 1 o'clock in the morning. So when my 6:30 a.m. alarm went off, I said, I know you lying. Alexa, snooze please. We hit the snooze and I still didn't want to get up. But I was like, all right, we're just going to start this day. I don't know about y'all, but I get the BGs, the bubble guts, before every single exam. So I'm tired, my stomach rumbling, but we're about to do this, okay? I'm gonna do a more thorough check-in post-exam because I was able to make this early train. It's the first time I'm getting here at 20 minutes before the exam. I usually walk in 5 minutes before. So let me do my little meditation, my prayers, and get ready to knock it out. Well, I'm done. I ain't go through and change no answers. I trusted myself, so we'll see. I wish y'all could see this contraption that I had to set up just to get this content because I stayed forgetting my tripod at home. I know when I walked out the building, people are looking at me like I'm crazy because I got this hoodie on and it's 85 degrees. But taking an exam, all right. Technology seemingly is not my friend. I literally I'm trying to set all this stuff up so I can record this, and I recorded the whole segment, y'all. Can you believe that? The whole thing. And I looked at it and it was super zoomed in on my face, which means it is not usable. So, take 2. Well, let me make sure this camera is clear. Like, y'all, I'm about to get fed up. Okay, so what's crazy is I use my Apple Watch to mirror to see if I'm in frame, right? So I have y'all here so I can see where I'm at. And I must have hit something on the dang on watch and it zoomed all the way in, even though I don't even see a button on there that allows me to zoom. Anyway, I know people were looking at me crazy when I walked out of the building because I had on that hoodie, but it's really, really cold inside. And so I bring a hoodie and I also bring my blanket. And I've been bringing my blanket since my internal medicine exam. So this exam and the previous exam, because y'all, it just be so cold that it is uncomfortable. And who wants to be uncomfortable when you already low key in a higher stressed environment? So to start off the exam, I saw my little in the hallway. So I was talking to her, which was cool, and she said something funny to me because I told her I didn't even get a lot of sleep last night. She was like, what? You told me you were done studying at 7. I was like, I was, and I went to work out. And then the SBs were on. So then I was like, let's do another MBME that I was supposed to redo 2 days ago that I didn't. And then the SBs didn't go off until around 10:30, and I didn't finish the MBME until around 10:50. And I was like, I had planned to be in bed by 10:30. I also didn't think the SBs were going to be so good that they would keep my attention, but they did. And then by the time I took a shower and got in bed, I could not sleep. I literally was in bed before 11:30, tried to go to sleep, didn't work. So I got on my phone thinking that was going to make me tired. Didn't help. Got off the phone, went back, did this cha-cha dance. And then once it started approaching 1 o'clock in the morning, I was like, all right, bro, you literally need to go to sleep or you're going to regret this. And my alarm was set to go off at 6:30. So when that alarm went off at 6:30, I was like, snooze, Alexa, please. So here we are now. The exam, before the exam, you know what? Hold on. I think I'm still frustrated from when the camera did this whole thing. Before the exam started, I recited my 4 rules for test taking strategies that I wrote down yesterday and left on my desk. Number 1, read each question carefully. Number 2, diagnose as you go. Number 3, if you don't know it, flag it and move on. Number 4, do not review all of those questions again. If you ain't mark it and if you ain't skip it, you're not doing it. So there were some questions about like the growth chart and tracking kids' growth, and something that my friend had pointed out the other day when we were studying was, you want to look at the bone age to see if it's a constitutional growth delay or not. And I feel like maybe at some point I knew that, but now I'm 12 weeks removed from the exam first time, which is 3 months. So maybe I also forgot it, but shout out to her for saying it, because there were 3 questions out of 110 that talked about that. I was like, okay, cool. And then one of the 3 questions, I was like, bruh, like, oh, they not giving me the bone age. They're not asking the bone age. I don't know. And so I knew that one of the questions I had answered could help me answer this question. So I was flipping through the questions, and that's rule number 4, do not review. But I was like, okay, this specifically is going to help. So as I'm flipping through, I started reading other questions. I was like, what are you doing? This is not what you're supposed to be doing. This is not what you signed up to do. So I had to tell myself, had a little conversation, like, girl, we not about to do that. So I just kept flipping, got to the question, used it to answer. Then I was like, okay, we're done. I usually finish with like 10 minutes left over. I had an hour, because I'm like, girl, you have so little time left over because you doubt yourself, you overthink. And that's why I'm real intentional about the shirts that I wear on exam day. Remember for OB-GYN, I wore my butt guide hat, and I was like, the hat should have said trust God, because I ain't do that. I ain't trust him nor myself. But this time I was like, if you can't trust yourself, you can at least trust him, and then he will equip you and steal you, prepare you to do all the things that you don't have the confidence and the faith in yourself to do. He'll do it for you. But I also did trust myself today, so that felt good. It felt real good. Overall, the exam was still hard. I don't know what it is about them dang on kids. It's still hard. And there were certain questions that were like not on any NBME, not on UWorld. I don't remember seeing it when I did the rotation. I'm just like, bruh, where do y'all pull some of this from? Like, there were some OB-GYN questions, and I'm like, luckily I did OB-GYN, so I just kind of had to think back to it. But I'm also like, be so for real. Like, what about the people who haven't done it? And when I took it 12 weeks ago, I walked out like, I feel oddly at peace. It is what it is. I kind of felt like I wasn't going to pass. I felt like I didn't pass. And I didn't. I failed it by 2 points, literally 2 points, which was so annoying, because I'm like, bruh. And that was the first exam I didn't change any answers to. So that's enough to start that false, I can't find the word, y'all. I just took a test. But like, causation does not equal, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I could have easily been like, well, see, every time I change the answers, I still pass. And then one time I didn't change it, I didn't pass. So I could easily go back to change the answers. But no, I just didn't know enough, and I don't think I was really confident. And even going into it, I was really like nervous. So not getting enough sleep last night did impact me, because I was like moving a lot, trying to like stay awake. Like, when I don't sleep, my body gets real heavy, and heavy it was. But all that to say, it's Friday. I feel good. I usually get out, and the pool closes at 2:00, and I usually get in there like 1:15, 1:30. But that is my ritual from after every exam. I go swimming. I meant to ask y'all what the ritual is, but it's cool. The ritual is I always go swimming, and I'm going to meditate and reflect while I'm in the water, just on my time in medical school, and just the progress and the growth that I have experienced. Like, 2023 was god awful. I don't wish my 2023 on nobody. It was so horrible. A lot of life lessons were learned, but I also asked God many times, like, why do I have to continue to be your strong soldier? I want to sit on the sidelines. I could cheer somebody else on, but I don't have to keep being a strong one. But my faith also got strengthened a lot last year. Like, I definitely was that Christian who would pray when she needed something. Now I pray every day. I pray every single day, and it's more so like, thank you. Thank you for literally waking me up. Thank you for allowing me to be just where you wanted me to be, and where I thought I wanted to be, and actually where I'm supposed to be. I haven't been able to put all the puzzle pieces together to figure out or to understand why my journey has gone the way it has, or why I had to take some detours, or, some pitfalls, some step backs. I haven't put it all together just yet, but at some point it's going to reveal itself, and I'm just saying thank you. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm still putting in the work. I'm still, invigorated, encouraged to keep going. So let me get my butt in this pool. If I can think of anything else from the exam. Oh yeah, I had texted my study partner yesterday, like, what's the difference between supraventricular tachycardia and ventricular tachycardia? SVT is narrow QRS. VT is a YQRS, and for stable, SVT treatment is adenosine. Stable for VT is amiodarone, and unstable is cardioversion for both. Why was that on a question? I was just like, bruh, I literally just was asking somebody else this yesterday to do so many tests, and it was like, oh my gosh, we love that. So, and I think like GI is always big, knowing the difference between intussusception, malrotation, volvulus, mecal, diverticulum, and I realized, well, I already knew this. Physiology has never been my thing, but girl, you got to learn the physio because I know the path, and I always thought pathology was cool, you know, to know different diseases, but you got to know how you get to that disease. Because there was a lot of questions, well, a few, where I was like, I know what the diagnosis is, but they're asking me the physio. So moving forward, that's something we're going to work on after peds. I was like, I need to work on my cardiopulm because that's the reason why I failed the exam the first time. And now after this exam, I'm like, okay, we got to work on this physiology. We have to. I do think that taking internal medicine after peds helped a lot because I didn't do wards for peds, which is basically baby internal medicine, seeing sick kids just on the regular hospital floors. That's what wards are. And I didn't do that. I did PICU, which is the pediatric intensive care unit. And we literally had one patient the entire week. So basically it was a joke, meaning I didn't learn nothing that week. Yeah, it was time, like I had the chance to study a lot because I didn't have to go in as much, but also it didn't work. Like asking friends what are some of the weeks I should take, and they're like, oh, do this because it's easier. But easier isn't always the better route because low-key played myself. But you know, moving forward, we know these things. And yeah, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have taken an exam and I'm smiling. This is not normal, okay? Whatever the outcome, I mean, prayerfully it's a pass because your girl is not trying to repeat a whole rotation, but whatever the outcome is, I will let y'all know because, you know, we are doing this together, and any mistakes I make, I don't want the next generation, the next people coming behind me to make the same things because it is unnecessary. If I encountered it and if I failed, I don't want you to fail. I don't get joy, I don't get pleasure out of saying like, oop, well, I did it, so let me keep it all to myself, and oop, they did it too, so it wasn't just me. No, we can stop the toxicity of medicine. We can leave that where it was at. And yeah, let me go swim though because it's getting hot out here. I don't know how I walked out here with that hoodie on. And is that a cicada? Like, what is going on?